From the pre-interviews that we've done with both of you, I remember you saying that one of the things that stood out about Shaina to you is the role of her family and her parents in creating that positive child that you saw. Like how does this young person stay positive? Could you say more about what you saw?
Shaina shared that her academics will probably be like from the bottom. And okay, to assure her, I think it's her memory or trauma, right? It was really not that bad. I don't remember it to be so bad. But there were occasions when I had to meet her parent, right?
Yes.
And in those days and even until now, unfortunately, we always meet parents when things are not so rosy in school, results are not so ideal in school. But I must also say that when I look forward to meeting her parents all the time, because I think they always come with that sense of openness, which I saw in Shaina as well. And to say that they are not coming in to feel disappointed about their daughter's results or to be upset with school didn't support enough. Yeah. And I thought to myself, and I could see that that's probably why Shaina is who she is. Yeah. Right? That willingness as parents to always be there to support her, to hold the space for her as she grow up, knowing that she has the challenges and still telling her that it's okay, right? Yeah, don't do so well, but we still recognize your strength. We still know that you're talented in the different areas. I have always been very encouraged, especially as a young teacher then, and I wish a lot more parents are like that. And even until now, 20 odd years in the education service, I must say that I haven't seen many parents that are like that. Yeah.
I'm getting like a picture of this. This is the stage of like, what does it take to support a child well? And we begin with there's a student, there's a teacher, and then we're like now adding in this new player called the parent, which is sometimes invisible in this story of what does it take to look after a child when we talk about education, right? So Shaina, could you say a little bit more about what was some of the most child-strengthening lines that you heard from your parents that helped you to stay so positive even though like life wasn't always like going well?
My parents are actually not in Singapore for most part of my secondary school life. I think because of they both are in the business together, and at that point of time, back then that was when China market was opening up, so they were traveling, I would say 60% of the time. Yeah. But even when they are away, I actually still feel very close with them, and I still feel very connected and grounded. Yeah. It doesn't feel like they are apart. My mom and dad always say like we have each other no matter what happens. Yeah. And we can live very well, and we can shift into a rental flat if business doesn't go well. So in my parents' business, I think they nearly went bankrupt 3 times. Wow. So in that 3 times, they always share with my sister and I the possibilities and all. And each time, my sister and I do not feel fearful. Yeah. We still feel like we can go through this together. I think it's maybe us mirroring how my parents are behaving. Yes, yes. That's why we are not fearful. Yeah. And also, my parents always share with me that if you think that is correct, it doesn't hurt others. Yeah. You are not doing something illegal, but you feel like this is something that will help others or you feel passionate about, just do it. Yeah. Even if you are 1 versus 100, 1 versus 1,000. She said, my mom will say, it doesn't matter. Just go with your flow and we are behind you. And by the meaning of we, actually it's not really just my parents, it's my sister, it's my grandparents, it's basically the whole family. Yeah. That you feel that whenever you embark on something, there is this family behind you that will support you no matter what. Yeah. I know that even if I fail, like right now, actually in my mind is if Shaina, something were to happen and things will not go well, for example, and things were to fail, it's okay, Shaina. That's how I always tell myself, it's okay, we just pick up and go again. There's nothing to lose.
Yes.
That's how my mommy teach me and my dad. Yeah.
I think what you're bringing out is so important, and what I'm hoping the listeners are starting to see is, even though this episode we're talking about this innovative student care center, no matter how innovative the student care center is, you can't divorce it from the entire ecosystem of care that's needed to support the kid. There's that teacher in school that is all warm and supportive, right? There is the kid themselves who needs to exercise their own agency and make their own choices. And there is that student care and all the other like organizations on the outside that we're going to get to. But there's this missing conversation around like how vital the family and the parents, the grandparents, the entire family dynamic is in helping a child feel like connected and resilient. And what I'm hearing from you is a very beautiful demonstration of families can support the resilience of children, right? There's this research that shows there are 3 types of family stories. One is the constantly ascending narrative, which is like, you're going to be fine right now, and as long as you study hard, you're going to make a lot of money, then you're going to be like this awesome doctor, and then you're going to give us lots of money, and we're all going to be great, and we're going to have 3 houses, whatever, right? But there's never a bad thing that's going to happen to us. It's always going to be good. And then there's that descending narrative of like, you failed now, you're going to fail more, you're going to be just like your grandfather was terrible. And that's a constantly like descending narrative. And I think a lot of people don't see that both the constant ascending and constant descending narrative actually produce very not resilient children, because it's not a true story of life. And your parents gave you that gift of saying like, look, honestly, things may not work out. We may go bankrupt, right? But we are still together in this, which is the essence of the third narrative known as the oscillating narrative, where life has its ups, life has its downs. It will go gradually up as long as we are together. And that is a completely accessible story that any parent can start to learn to tell their child. Even if I fail, I'm going to be okay, right? And that's kind of like what you will pass on to your student care, right? All of the like kids in your student care.